My phone overheated there. If you're still there, I don't know if you're still there or not. I had my phone right there. I've had it there before. I'm pretty sure it's never overheated before. But I guess it's too hot, the steam from the pot. I guess it's pretty warm right there, I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Almost had a catastrophic failure there. Last week I made the mistake of playing some copyrighted music on my stream, and they muted the volume, muted the audio. That was my own mistake, though. I should have been aware of the that audio policy, I guess. I usually don't read social media platforms' policies. I usually just assume that I'm going to be in compliance, but I guess that's one of those an easy mistake to make, but pretty obvious. Easy to make, but obviously easy to avoid. If one is literate and diligent. Recite some poetry, get the brain fluids metabolizing. Hamlin Towns in Brunswick, my famous Hanover city. The river Weser, deep and wide, washes its wall on the southern side. A pleasanter spot you've never spied. But when begins my ditty, almost 500 years ago, to see the townsfolk suffer so from vermin was a pity. Rats, they fought the dogs and killed the cats, and hid the babies in the cradles, made the cheeses from the vats, and licked the soup from the cook's own ladles, split open the kegs of salted sprats, made nests in the men's Sunday hats, and even spoiled the women's chats by drowning out their speaking with shrieking and squeaking in 50 different sharps and flats. Alas, the people in a body to the town hall came flocking. "'Tis clear," cried they, "our mayor is a naughty, and as for our corporation, shocking, to think we buy gowns lined with ermine, for dolts who can't at all determine what's best to rid us of our vermin. You hope because you're old and obese to find in the furs to make robes the ease. Rouse up, sirs, give your brains a racking, find the remedy we are lacking, or sure as fate will send you packing." At this, the mayor and corporation quaked with a mighty consternation. An hour they sat in council. At length the mayor broke silence. "For a guilder I'd my ermine gown sell. I wish I were a mile hence. It's easy to bid one rack one's brain. I'm sure my poor head aches again. I scratched so, but all in vain. Oh, for a trap, a trap, a trap." Just as he said this, what should hap? At the chamber door with a gentle tap. "Bless us," cried the mayor, "what's that?" With the corporation as he sat, looking little through wondrous fat, nor brighter were his eyes for an oyster, and a too long open oyster, save when at noon his paunch grew mutinous, for a plate of turtle green and glutinous. Only a scraping of shoes on a mat, anything like the sound of a rat makes my heart go pit-a-pat. "Come in," cried the mayor, looking bigger, and in did come the strangest figure. His long queer coat from heel to head was half yellow and half red, and he himself was tall and thin, with sharp blue eyes each like a pin, and light blue hair and swarthy skin, nor tuft of hair on cheek nor beard on chin, but lips with smile went out and in. There was no guessing his kith or kin, and nobody could enough admire this tall man in his quaint attire. Quoth one, "It's as my great-grandsire, starting up at the trump of doom's tone, had walked this way from his painted tombstone. He advanced towards the council table, and please, your honor, said he, I am able, by means of secret charm to draw, all the creatures living beneath the sun, that crawl or swim or fly or run, after me so as you never saw. And I chiefly use my charm on creatures that do people harm, the mole and toad and newt and viper, and people call me the Pied Piper. And here they notice round his neck a scarf of red and yellow stripe to match with his coat of self-same check. And that scarf's end hung a pipe, and his fingers they noticed were ever straying, as if impatiently playing upon this pipe, as low it dangled over his vesture so old-fangled. Yes, said he, Pied Piper as I am, in Tartary I fed the cam, last June from his huge swarms of gnats. I eased in Asia the Nizam of a monstrous brood of vampire bats. And as for what your brain bewilders, if I rid your town of rats, will you give me 1,000 guilders? 50,000 was the exclamation of an astonished Baron Corporation. Into the sweet piper stepped, smiling first a little smile, as if he knew what magic slept in his quiet pipe the while. Like a musical adept, the blow his pipe his lips he wrinkled, and green and blue his sharp eyes twinkled, like a candle flame where salt is sprinkled. And ere 3 shrill notes the pipe uttered, you heard as if an army muttered, and a muttering grew to a grumbling, and a grumbling grew to a mighty rumbling, and out of the houses came the rats tumbling. Great rats, small rats, lean rats, brawny rats, brown rats, black rats, gray rats, tawny rats, grey-bold plotters, giddy-up friskers, fathers, brothers, uncles, cousins, cocking tails and pricking whiskers, families by tens and dozens, brothers, sisters, husbands, wives, followed by piper for their lives. And street to street piped advancing, and step to step they followed dancing, until they came to the river western, wherein all plunged and perished. Save one who stout Julius Caesar swam across and lit to carry, as he the manuscript he cherished, to Ratland home his commentary, which was, at first shrill notes of the pipe, I heard a sound as of scraping tripe, and putting apples wondrous ripe into the cider presses bright, and a moving away of pickle tub boards, and leaving a jar of conserve cupboards, and drawing the corks of train oil flasks, and breaking hoops of butter casks. It seemed as if a voice, sweeter far than by harp or by solitude's breed, called out, "Oh, rats, rejoice! The world has grown to a vast dry saltery. So munch on, crunch on, take your lunch on, breakfast, supper, dinner, lunch on, and just a bulky sugar punch on, already staved like a great sun shone. Gracious scarce an inch before me, just as he thought it said come bore me, I found the west rolling over me. You should have heard the Hamlin people ring the bells as they rock the steeple. Go, cried the mayor, and get long poles, poke up the nests and block up the holes, consult with carpenters and builders, and leave in our town not even a trace of the rats. When suddenly up the face the piper perked in the marketplace, the first, if you please, my 1,000 guilders. 1,000 guilders. The mayor looked blue, so did the corporation too, for council dinners made rare havoc with claret, moselle, vin de gras, hop, and half the money were to punish their sellers big as bud of Rhenish, to pay this sum to a wondering fellow, with gypsy coat of red and yellow. Besides, quoth Mayor with a knowing wink, our business is done at the river's brink. We saw with our eyes the vermin sink, once dead can't come to life, I think. So friend, we're not folks to shrink from our duty of giving you something to drink, and a matter of money to put in your poke. But as for the guilders, what we spoke of them, as you well know, wasn't joke. Besides, your losses have made us thrifty. 1,000 guilders, come, take 50. The piper's face fell and he cried, no trifling, I can't wait beside. I promise to visit by dinner time Baghdad, and accept the prime the Hendricks pottage. All he's rich in, for having left in the Caliph's kitchen, of a nest of scorpions, no survivor. With him I prove no bargain driver, if you don't think I'll bait a stiver. When folks put me in a passion, they find me pipe after another fashion. How, cried the mayor, do you think I brook, being mistreated as a cook, insulted by a rival, with idle pipe and vesture piebald? Threaten us, fellow, do your worst, blow your pipe there till you burst. Once more he stepped into the street, and to his lips again laid his long pipe of smooth straight cane. And ere he blew 3 notes, such sweet soft notes as yet musicians cunning never gave in enraptured air. There was a rustling that seemed like a bussing, of merry crowds justling and pitching and hustling. Small feet were pattering, wooden shoes clattering, little hands clapping, little tongues chattering, like foals in a farmer of barley is scattering. Out came the children running, all the little boys and girls, with rosy cheeks and flax and curls, and sparkling eyes and teeth like pearls, tripping and skipping round merrily after the wonderful music and shouting and laughter. The mayor was dumb and the council stood, as if they're changed with blocks of wood, unable to move a step or cry, to the children merrily skipping by. Could only follow with an eye that joyous crowd at the piper's back, and how the mayor was on the rack, and the wretched council's bosom beat, as the piper turned from the high street, to where the western rolled its waters, riding away at their sons and daughters. However, he turned from south to west, and to Poppenberg Hill his steps addressed, and after him the children pressed. Great was the joy in every breast. He never crossed the mighty top, he's forced to let the piping drop, and we shall see our children stop. When lo, they reached the mountainside, a wondrous portal opened wide, as if a cavern was suddenly hollowed. The piper advanced and the children followed. When all were in to the very last, the door in the mountainside shut fast. Did I say all? No, one was lame, and could not dance the whole of the way. And in after years, he'll blame his sadness, he used to say, this dollar counts as my playmates left. I can't forget the time for that. Of all the pleasant sights they see, which the piper also promised me, before he led us, he said, to a joyous land, joining the town in jest in hand, where waters gushed and fruit trees grew, flowers were forth a fairy hue, and everything was strange and new. A sparrow is bright a peacock here, and her dogs are round a fellow deer. The honeybees had lost their stings, and horses were born with eagle's wings. And just as I became assured, my lame foot would be speedily cured, the music stopped, and I stood still, and found myself outside the hill, left behind against my will, to go now limping as before, and never hear of that country more. Alas, alas, for Hamelin, we came to many a burgher's pate, a text which says at heaven's gate, hopes the rich at his easy rate, as the needle's eye takes the camel in. The mayor sent east, west, north, and south, to offer the piper by word of mouth, wherever was man's lot to find him, silver and gold his heart is content, if only he returned the way he went, and bring the children behind him. But when they saw it was lost endeavor, and piper and dances were gone forever, they made a decree that lawyers never should think their records dated duly, if after the day of the month and year, these words do not as well appear. And so long after what happened here, on the 22nd of July, 1376, we better remember to fix the place of the children's last retreat. They called it the Pied Piper Street, where anyone playing pipe or tabor was sure for his future to lose his labor, nor suffered they hostelry or tavern, shocked with mirth the street so solemn. And opposite the place of the cavern, they wrote on the store. They wrote on a column. They wrote the story on a column, and on great church window painted, same to make the world acquainted, how their children were stolen away, and there it stands this very day. And I must not omit to say, in Transylvania there is a tribe of alien people who ascribe the way and dress of which their neighbors lay such stress, to their fathers and mothers having risen out of some subterranean prison into which they were japanned a long time ago in a mighty band, out of Hamlin towns in Brunswick land, but how or why they don't understand. So, Lily, let me and you be wipers of scores out with all men, especially pipers. If they should pipe us free from rats or from mice, if we promise them aught, let us keep our promise. I had a few moments of forgetfulness there. Almost derailed my recital. Sometimes I distract myself with what I'm thinking about while I'm reciting. Because I'm usually not thinking about what I'm reciting. I usually have a secondary thought process in the back, playing in the background while I'm reciting. I don't know. I think that's sort of a distraction. I should try to train my mind so that I'm just like focused on the recital of my words. I went to the dentist yesterday and get a filling repaired, and my jaw is quite sore today. I think it's a little bit swollen too. My face is looking a little bit asymmetrical. From my perspective, I don't know. I can't really tell. My face feels a little bit swollen. There was once a young man named Roland Pine who played the recorder when he wasn't baking bagels. One day he was walking through a park and playing his recorder to rest a while from all his baking, when suddenly he spied a corpse lying on the ground beneath a swarm of flies. He put down his recorder, walked over to the corpse, shooed the flies away, and covered the dead man with stones. Returning to his oven later that day, he found that his oven blade had gone on by itself and already baked half the bagels he needed. From that day on, Roland Pine was the happiest baker alive. He'd bake until he was tired, and he'd pull his recorder out of his pocket while his oven blade went on by itself. But Roland Pine lived in a town whose mayor did not admire his skill and was jealous of his fame. So the mayor devised a plan to rid the town of Roland. In the beginning, he said that Roland was a good worker, but lazy. Next, he said that Roland baked a whole lot, but badly. Then he accused Roland of being a sorcerer. The people turned on him. Therefore, Roland Pine took his recorder and left his home behind. When Roland Pine came to a neighboring town, he went to all the business owners, but none of them would give him any work. Finally, he met old Busker and asked him for work to keep body and mind together. "Come along with me," said the old man. "We will share alms." So Roland Pine, the old man, started going around and singing, "Baker, why do you bear those silent things? Baker, how did you forget to stand where your feet are? Baker, no woman loves your wealth, although it is golden and good for her health. Baker, you are too dirty for a lover to wish to preen. Your limbs are the knots and cords of an old-fashioned machine. They could line the rings and bash the boards. You don't need their applause for a thing that is yours. You are a baker and are what you are, not by a miracle, but by the work of your arms. Baker, be who you are." Everybody gave alms to the old man. But to Roland he said, "What is a young man like you out begging? Why don't you work for a living?" "Nobody will hire me," replied Roland Pie. "That's what you say. There's a king with so many hungry soldiers that he'll pay good wages to anyone willing to feed them." So Roland Pie went to the king's kitchen and took the old man whose alms he'd been carrying. The oven had never been used by anyone. Roland mixed the dough, then he rolled it into rings, then he boiled them, dressed them as seeds, baked them until they were golden brown. Then he tossed them into a crate to cool down. Whenever he wearied of baking, he'd play his recorder. Once he was weary of playing his recorder, he'd sing, "Baker, why you bear those silently? Baker, how did you forget to stand with your feet on? Baker, no woman loves you well. Old Lord scold you good for hell. Baker, you are too dirty for a lover to wish to preen. Your limbs are the knots and cords of an old-fashioned machine. Baker, line the rings and bash the boards. You don't need their applause for a thing that is yours. You are a baker and are what you are, not by a miracle, but by the work of your arms. Baker, see who you are." Hearing the singing of Princess looked out the window. She saw Roland Pie and fell in love with him. But she was a princess and he a baker. The king would never consent to their marriage. So they decided to run away together. They fled at night in a boat. They were already on the high seas when Roland remembered the busker. He said to his beloved, "We must fetch the old man, since he shared his alms with me. We can't go off and leave him like that." At that very moment, the old man came up behind the boat, walking on the water as though it had been dry land. Reaching the boat, he said, "We agreed to divide everything we had, and I shared everything I owned. Now you have the king's daughter. You must give half of her to me." At this, he gave Roland Pie the knife to cut his bride in two. Roland Pie took the knife with a trembling hand. "You are right," he said. "You are perfectly right." He was on the point of cutting his bride in two when suddenly the old man stopped him. "Stop. I knew you were a just man. I'm the dead man, mind you, whom you covered with stones. Go now, and may the two of you always be happy." The old man walked away on the waves. The boat came to an island rich in all good things, with the princely palace awaiting the newlyweds. The end. Oh, somebody commented. Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm still here. I actually, I just bought a new computer yesterday. So now I'm going to be able to stream some video games. Because my computer, the computer I had before was a MacBook Air, and it only had 2-core processor, and so I couldn't really play any games, and it wasn't sufficient for streaming either. So I just made a recent investment in a new desktop computer, a PC, no MacBook this time. I've been wanting to do it for a while. I've had some limited computing for a while, so things are going well. Thank you. Nice. I'm glad you're chilling on my stream. Thanks for watching. So yeah, later today I'm gonna expect some video games. I don't have much of a library right now. I'm not sure what I'm gonna play. I've been playing Mario Kart Tour on my iPhone, which is a really fun game. It's pretty damn addictive. It's funny. I go out and buy like a expensive computer, and all I want to do is play mobile games now. Yeah, it's pretty addictive. I know it's a pretty good game experience. I think some people might be disappointed with it. Like people that are familiar with the console games might be a little bit disappointed. I mean, I'm one that's unfamiliar with the console game, so, but I like it. So that doesn't mean I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I like it, so it was fun. It's fun. It's addictive. Addictive. Like I think about playing it when I'm not playing it, so I think Nintendo has been at least partially successful. I've been meaning to play some games on Apple Arcade because I have the free subscription. I need to try out some of the games on it. Maybe I'll do that tonight. I'm gonna do some random gaming. Yeah, I know. Yeah, mobile games are, and yeah, like that new Stadia is coming out next month. I think it's coming out next month. Here I go and buy a gaming console, and it's like the time when you don't even need to own hardware. Well, I needed a new computer though, so you know, it's a worthwhile investment. I'm sort of getting sick of the Apple ecosystem. I want to be free of Apple's tyranny. So I'm sort of like, I'm sort of rejoicing in the fact that I have a Microsoft device in my house now. Yeah. I got one of the NVIDIA chip in it, and it has 6 gigabytes. I'm hoping that'll last. I'm hoping that's adequate for some high-end gaming. I haven't played a high-end PC game in decades. I'm really looking forward to Baldur's Gate 3. I'm definitely gonna, man, I'm gonna play the hell out of that game, man. Baldur's Gate 3. I'm gonna stream that whole game. I'm gonna do a whole playthrough on that motherfucker. Oh yeah, I love RPG. I remember playing the first Baldur's Gate when I was like I would have been in college. I would have I think I would have graduated from college in, like the year I moved to Calgary. I was playing. I remember playing Baldur's Gate on a friend's PC. It was such a, I have such a nostalgic feeling for that game. I have nostalgic feels for that game. Well, the first RPG I ever played was the original Final Fantasy on NES. I would have been like a young kid, probably 8 or 9 or 10 or something like that. I played the original. I want to play Dragon Quest Builder, but I don't have. I'm not sure if I can play that on a PC. I'm probably gonna buy a Switch the holiday season. I'm gonna buy a Switch maybe. See if I can get a deal on like Black Friday or whatever. With maybe like I know they don't usually give good deals, but you can get a bundle or whatever. A bundle. Dungeon Siege. Oh yeah, that's the Apple Arcade. Yeah. Oh yeah, I played that one a little bit. I'm gonna play that again. I know mobile's getting better, but it still has. I don't know. I'm still bothered by some of its the graphics, some of the games, and like some of the gameplay is shit. Oh, thank you. Thanks for watching. Go get yourself a bagel. I'm sure there's somebody around you somebody nearby that makes a good bagel. In Canada, a bagel's never too far away. Get a bagel just about anywhere in Canada. You can get a bagel at Starbucks, get a bagel at McDonald's, you get a bagel at You can get a bagel anywhere here. Land of bagels and honey. Bagels and maple syrup. Oh yeah, we had a really good one. We need to do it again. It was maple walnut. That was a good one. Maple walnut. That's a good flavor combination in my opinion. Although maybe there'd be a better. Yeah, maple walnut. That's a good one. Ooh. Oh, excuse me. I'm a huge fan. I eat maple syrup every day. I love maple syrup. I would sweeten all my bagels with maple syrup if I could. Maple syrup or molasses? Molasses. Canada. We're located in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. We're not the land of milk and honey. We're the land of bagels and maple syrup. The land of bagels and maple syrup. Which is better than milk and honey in my opinion. I'd take bagels and maple syrup over milk and honey any day. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Baldur's Gate 3. I'm gonna binge on that hard. I think life is gonna have to go on hold for a bit for that game. I'm just gonna have to stop living my life for a while to get through that game. Just put it on hold. Yeah, this is my job. I've been doing this for almost 6 years. What am I gonna do next? Guess I'll do another poppy, might as well. They're not. I don't. In the morning, I don't have any employees. While I stream, they come in later. The first employee comes in at 6:30. I start my shift at 2:30, so I'm here for like 4 hours by myself in the morning in a secure building. Say. People know I'm here as well. I'm surrounded by surveillance cameras. Yeah, no, I don't stream when there's other employees here. Therefore, I do not have to get their consent. So, yeah, we actually do quite a lot of the baking while the customers are here. I'm just the first baker. There's a second baker that comes in the afternoon. Or before like 11, he usually gets here about 11:30 or 10:30 or 11, and he finishes the day. He or she will bake a few more batches and then they clean up. I guess we bake about 1,000 to 1,500 bagels a day. The first baker does most of the baking. The second baker does less baking and more cleaning. Yeah, we're pretty busy. We have good locations. We're located in really busy parts of this the city here, but we also have a pretty good pretty decent reputation for quality and service. We could always improve, but we're doing a pretty good job considering our obstacles like labor constraints and other things that affect businesses like us. The people who founded this company, they sort of grew the company a little bit too fast, I think, and we've been trying to catch up with and finding people, talented, determined employees. We need to find talented, determined employees. Determined is probably the more important quality to have. Determination is a quality that every baker needs to have. Somebody who's willing to come here, start a job, and finish the job on time, reliably every day. Those are poppy seeds. Black seed, we got black seed, white seed, everything seed, multigrain seed. So this business, we've divided the labor up so that there's the bakers, they do all the baking. There's bakers and there's dough makers, and the dough makers make all the dough throughout the day, and then we box it, freeze it, box it, and then we use the dough. The bakers bake the dough to finish it. Yeah, we use a machine. It's mechanic. The bagels are made mechanically. The dough makers have to feed it into the machine. Yeah, hand rolling is that's a lot of work. So we could do it that way. We'd have to have a second baker on in the morning. So we'd have one person making the dough, and then the other person would have to bake it. But our model is we make the dough and then we freeze it, and then we boil it. And I personally don't think there's any difference. The freezing the dough doesn't make a difference with the bagels really. So. If you froze the bagel, it would make a difference. But freezing the dough doesn't change a thing really. Probably makes it better for you actually. Better quality. Because you're preserving it in its penultimate condition. See if you. I'll show you some bagels here. You can take your gloves off. See if you can show you some bagels. Oh, you can't really see any. The bagel fields. Oops. Sorry for the jerkiness there. Those are sesame bagels, and those are everything over there. Yummy, yummy. Nice golden brown. That's a wooden crate they're in, if you're wondering. So this thing's being fussy. Here, I'll get it. I'm gonna wash my hands now. These bagels, you have to let them cool down a bit before you eat them. Like, they need to cool down like 5-10 minutes. If you eat them too soon, they can have a little bit of a doughiness to them. So they let them sit. You let them cool down for about 5 to 10 minutes, and that's like the perfect time. Like right after that, after it's cooled down, that's the time to eat a bagel. That's its optimal freshness. That point. I would love to send you one. I don't. They don't stay. We don't have any preservatives in these bagels. They don't stay fresh very long. They last on the counter for about 3 to 5 days. You make them last a little bit longer if you put them in the fridge. You can also freeze them though. So. Yeah. I like to watch. I don't get to watch myself do it. Well, I mean, I guess I could watch myself do it if I wanted to, but I don't watch myself do it very often. I like watching the other bakers bake. But my favorite bagel is cinnamon. So we make a cinnamon swirl bagel. That's my favorite bagel. I eat that one most commonly. My second favorite would be sesame. And then probably plain or rosemary rock salt. I never eat these ones. These are multi-grain. I don't really eat these ones very often, or ever. I don't remember the last time I ate a multi-grain. I should try them out again now. Maybe they're good. Maybe I've forgotten how good they are. These are multi-grain. Yeah. No, it's not weird. I do it all the time. I do it even when there's not a camera on me. So favorite audience. So. Yeah, so I think that's true. I'm my favorite audience, so I don't mind. I never get bored of listening to myself speak. So I don't know. I don't know. That's not true. I get bored of myself all the time. Yeah, so today I am making, wait, where, I've written down somewhere. Yeah, so today I'm making 150 sesame, which is, that's 5 batches. I'm making 5 batches of sesame, 4 batches of everything, 3 batches of poppy, 3 or 4 batches of plain, about probably, I think it's 8 batches, no, 10 batches of rosemary rock salt, 2 batches of cinnamon, 2 batches of multigrain, or 1 batch of multigrain, 1 batch of almost gluten-free, and 1 batch of rainbow. And that's probably about 800 or 900 bagels, I think. Yeah. And so far I've made, in the crate I have 2 batches of sesame, 2 batches of everything, 1 batch of poppy. I have 1 batch of poppy in the oven, 1 batch of multigrain, and then I have a plain in the pot right now. Rock salt it has rosemary rock salt. It's our signature bagel. It's also the name of the company, Rosemary Rock Salt. So Rosemary Rock Salt it's this plain dough with rosemary incorporated into the dough, and then rock salt sprinkled on top. It's very simple, but it's a really good one. Rock salt, rosemary rock salt. It's a very good. It's a very pleasant combination of flavors. Not every day. Some days I start later than I sometimes. Like I'll start my shift a little bit later, and I usually don't stream on those days. Or I don't stream when I'm training another baker, or if I just, I don't know. I don't always feel like it. I do work. I work 5 days a week, and I try to stream like 2 or 3 times. But yeah, no, I just sometimes I just don't have time to set up to do it. So. Or I just don't have the energy to set up and do it, or I don't know. Yeah. I think I average about 2 to 3 streams a week though, I think. But I'm gonna start streaming games. I'm doing well, thank you. Little fella. I've never been called a little fella. Usually I get called big boy. Big boy. Hey big boy, how you doing, big boy? She's sort of condescending. It's almost as condescending as little fella. Actually, little fella's more condescending than big boy. Homemade burgers. I don't know. Pound the meat and add spices. I don't know. That's my advice. Pound it. Put lots of spice in there. You got to give the meat a good punch. What's the best place to get a burger in the States, or wherever you guys live, wherever you live? I don't know. I'm not sure where my audience is located currently. I want to try that Burger Shack place, or that I'm not sure, the Shake Shack or the Shaker. I've heard that they make the best burgers. I should go try a fat burger out. Heckens. Okay. Hopefully one day I'll be able to go to Norway. My ancestors are Norwegian. I'm 20% Scandinavian. And 60% English Irish. My ancestors are from Norway though. Some of them are anyways. Australia. Oh no, North America has abundance of burger shacks, burger places to get burgers here. It's more abundant than bagels. Burger places are more abundant than bagel shops, that's for sure. Too many burger shops. There's too many burger shops in North America. Yeah, homemade's the best, yeah. Homemade everything's usually the best. I think I'm gonna end the stream pretty soon here. I might be back on later. I'm gonna be playing around with my new computer. I'm gonna probably stream some. I'll stream something. Stream it. I gotta go buy an Xbox One controller today. Yeah, that's true. That is true. As long as it's edible. Sometimes even if it's not. The floor is lava. The floor is lava. Oh, onto the table it goes. Yes, caramelized, yes, yes. Do the caramelized onions. Anything caramelized and anything onion is okay with me, so. That sounds perfect. Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for watching. I don't know when I might be back on tomorrow morning. I'm not sure. Not sure at all. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do some game streaming later today though. So I need to. I don't have a web camera, so I need to buy a web camera before I do that. Oh, thanks for watching. Oh, nice. Going on a flight. I wish I was getting ready for a flight. I'm gonna go visit Montreal and eat bagels soon. I'll try to blog some of that stuff. Video blog it or whatever. I'll vlog it. I'll vlog that shit. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna end. Yeah, I might as well end the stream now. Thanks for watching. I'll be on later today. Hopefully playing some wonderful games. I'm probably gonna play some arcade, Apple Arcade games. See what they got going on that platform. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have an excellent morning. I hope your flight goes well. Take care.